Tomomi Inada was surrounded by journalists as she left the defense ministry in Tokyo on Friday after resigning as Japan's defense minister. To Reuters Seoul, South Korea. Just last fall, it seemed that Japan was starting to shake off its legacy as a country with a poor record of putting women in political power. In the space of less than 2 months, 3 women had assumed high-ranking posts, poking a few more holes in the glass ceiling. But in the space of 2 days this week, 2 of those women resigned their positions, inevitably raising questions about the challenges to female leadership in a country where Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has repeatedly talked of creating a society in which women can shine. On Thursday, Reno Murata, the first woman to lead the opposition Democratic Party, stepped down in the wake of a crushing defeat in local Tokyo elections this month. And on Friday, Tomomi Inada, the embattled defense minister, resigned to take responsibility for a controversy about the dangers faced by Japanese soldiers in a United Nations peacekeeping mission in South Sudan. Both women stepped down for reasons that had little to do with gender. Yet in a country that scores abysmally in global measures of gender equality and has experienced false hopes of change in the past, these women's departures are seen as a setback. There are just not that many of them, said Sheila A. Smith, a Japan expert at the Council on Foreign Relations in Washington, referring to high-ranking women in politics. So when a couple of them go conspicuously and simultaneously, it's just a reminder that there is not a lot of female talent in Japan. Most analysts agreed that it was time for Ms. Inada to resign. She had been ensnared in other scandals involving the Prime Minister and committed numerous gaffes as defense minister. Mr. Abe, who had been grooming her as a possible successor, had protected her on several occasions, answering questions that she fumbled in Parliament, and as recently as last week standing behind her denial of any involvement in a cover-up of records about South Sudan. But with his own popularity tumbling in opinion polls, the Japanese news media had widely reported that he would replace Ms. Inada in a cabinet reshuffle, expected next week. Analysts said Ms. Murata's resignation also seemed appropriate after the Democratic Party performed so poorly in the Tokyo election, taking just 5 out of 127 seats. Some polls have put the party's approval ratings in the single digits. A male leader in her position would probably have left as well.